And a very good Thursday evening to you. I'm FOX54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Beautiful evening over in DeKalb County. It's difficult to find much in the way of any cloud cover. Now, yesterday they had ample cloud cover because they were talking about a little bit of rain over in northeast Alabama. That is not the case this evening. Look at that. A beautiful sky, beautiful trees, the grass looking nice and green. A beautiful evening over there in DeKalb County. Now, the same, however, cannot be said back home here in the city of Huntsville. We're definitely talking about more cloud cover this evening, much less in the way of any sort of sunshine. We're looking northbound on Memorial Parkway. Honestly, there's a lot less traffic than I would anticipate at 6 o'clock in the evening. Traffic does seem to be moving smoothly, but I also want you to notice the increase in cloud cover over Memorial Parkway. Really locations I-65 and then points to the west, talking about that sharp increase in the amount of cloud cover. As I just showed you, our friends over in northeast Alabama, they're actually talking about a large lack of cloud cover. Now, we are talking about a little bit of rain this evening. We're kind of flip-flopping things like I just told you. Yesterday evening, we were talking about a little bit of rain over in northeast Alabama. This evening, we're talking about a little bit of rain over in northwest Alabama. And frankly, they're the only ones talking about a little bit of rain this evening. I want to go back and I want to show you that once again. Go back to radar. I honestly thought it was going to zoom in, but then it didn't. We're talking about just a little bit of rain heading down into Franklin County, a little bit of thunder, maybe a little bit of lightning associated with that storm. We're certainly not talking about any severe weather. We're just talking about your kind of generic run-of-the-mill thunderstorm. It might hang around for the next couple of hours, but then it's quickly going to begin to fizzle out as we lose a lot of that daytime heating. Let's talk about the weekend. Several rounds of showers and thunderstorms are going to move into the Tennessee Valley. We can kind of break this down into a little bit of detail. A cold front is going to stall back to the northwest and stay there through the weekend, bringing several rounds of showers and thunderstorms to North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Some of those thunderstorms could be on the stronger end of the spectrum. Marginally, we could be talking about a little bit of severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. These storms are very summer-like in nature. We're going to get exactly what you would expect now that we're heading into the month of June. The biggest concern definitely going to be the threat for some gusty winds, wind gusts in excess of 30 or 40 miles per hour. At a much more local level, we could be talking about wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. But I think the biggest concern over the next couple of days is definitely going to be the flooding threat across the Tennessee Valley. With multiple rounds of heavy rain being possible, flash flooding is going to be a concern, not just as we head into your Friday, but as we head into Saturday and Sunday as well. And if the current weather pattern kind of holds and comes to fruition, we could be talking about a flash flooding threat even as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So that's something we're going to want to be incredibly mindful of over the next several days. We are talking about a slight risk for severe weather across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. This is something we're going to want to be mindful of. I have not made the decision yet to go with a FOX54 weather impact alert day, but it is something that I'm thinking about. I'm going to continue to watch models as we head into the later part of the evening, and then we're going to continue to reevaluate things as we head into your Friday morning. The biggest concern here, definitely going to be the threat for some gusty winds and some heavy rain that could lead to a little bit of flash flooding. There's really not going to be a whole lot of wind shear in place, and wind shear is pretty much a requirement if you were to be talking about any sort of tornado threat, and we're not really going to have any wind shear existent within our atmosphere across the Tennessee Valley, so the tornado threat is basically non-existent. And when you're talking about this summertime threat for strong and severe thunderstorms, even when you get into this slight risk for severe weather, you don't really typically talk about tornadoes in the summer. That's very much a springtime thing. Remember, we're now on the backside of our spring severe weather season. The environment is not really one that is ever conducive for a lot of tornadic development in the middle of the summer. Now, it can happen. It has happened. I don't think it's going to happen this time around. Here's Futurecast as we head into the lunch hour on Friday, beginning to see a couple of isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms develop across the Tennessee Valley. But the main show is going to begin to move into the Tennessee Valley through the heart of the afternoon and then maybe early into the evening. First across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, down into Franklin County, Lawrence County, heading up into southern and Middle Tennessee, Giles and Lincoln counties. Within this widespread band of showers and thunderstorms is going to be some stronger activity, some pockets of incredibly heavy rain, some gusty winds. Now, there is a chance we get a little bit of small hail thrown into the mix here, but emphasis should be placed on small hail. I don't really think these storms are going to be able to build big enough in altitude to be conducive for a lot of hail development. This activity doesn't stick around very long, only sticks around through about the early part of the evening, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night on Friday, still talking about a little bit of rain across northeast Alabama, Jackson, DeKalb, down into Marshall counties, but then the rest of us are beginning to dry out. So if you have Friday evening plans, there's really no need to cancel those. Other showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible, especially up across southern Middle Tennessee as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. From there, it does look like the first half of the day Saturday is going to be dry, but then as we head into the second half of the day on Saturday, we're going to begin to see another band of showers and thunderstorms build in right around the lunch hour. As a matter of fact, 12, 12:30, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, an additional round of showers and thunderstorms is going to be present across the Tennessee Valley. Now, I do believe that this could have a sizable impact on Hydrofest. Hydrofest is obviously returning to Lake Guntersville this weekend. We'd be talking about a lightning threat, and so that's something I also want to be incredibly mindful of as I go about continuing to prepare the forecast as we head into the overnight and then as we head into your Friday. 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of this activity beginning to taper off, and I do think most of Saturday evening is going to be relatively dry. Never really going to eliminate the chance for some showers and thunderstorms as we head into Saturday evening, but that activity is going to be much more isolated in nature. Futurecast tries to dry us out as we head into Saturday night and then early into Sunday morning. Once again, Saturday is coming with the same slight risk for severe weather, but again, the threats do not change at all. We're talking about the threat for some gusty winds. We're talking about the threat for some heavy rain, which could lead to a little bit of flash flooding across the Tennessee Valley. So here's that Hydrofest forecast, because I know this is really important. A lot of people go to Lake Guntersville this weekend. I've actually never been to Hydrofest, so I've always kind of wanted to go. I always thought that'd be a really neat event to attend. 85 degrees on Saturday. Thunderstorms are going to be likely Saturday afternoon. And then once again, as we head into Sunday afternoon, temperatures once again climbing into the low and mid 80s. I've got a high temperature right around 83 degrees. Now, look at rainfall totals through the lunch hour on Monday. Futurecast trying to bring the vast majority of the rain to northwest Alabama, where we could be looking at 2.5 to 3.5 inches of additional rainfall. Trying to bring a little less rain east of the I-65 corridor. I think less than an inch over in Fort Payne. I think that's underdoing it quite a bit. I think for the most part, across northeast Alabama, up across southern middle Tennessee, the 565 corridor, I think we're going to be talking about somewhere between 1.25 to 1.5 inches, up to 2 inches of rain across this section of the Tennessee Valley. I don't think anybody's going to get less than an inch as we go through the weekend. There's just simply too much rain in the forecast to see less than an inch of rain. If you're going to be going out for dinner over the next couple of hours, it is definitely warm and it is humid. Air temperatures currently sitting in the low and mid 80s across the Tennessee Valley, 82 in Arab, 83 in Coleman, 85 right now in Florence, and a pair of 85s for Pulaski and Fayetteville up across southern middle Tennessee. But dew points are currently sitting in the upper 60s and lower 70s, so it feels much warmer than this. It probably feels like it is in, say the lower 90s. Right around 91 or 92 degrees. For the most part, a great night across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only dropping into the lower 70s. I've got a low right around 70 degrees. I think some of us are going to get to enjoy a nice clear sky. If you're in Jackson, DeKalb, or Marshall counties, probably not a whole lot of cloud cover to speak of. Everybody else, probably going to have to deal with a little bit of cloud cover. Make sure to stay connected with me on social media, especially as we go through the next couple of days where we're talking about the multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms that are going to move through the Tennessee Valley. The best place, honestly, to stay connected is going to be Facebook. Chief Meteorologist Dressman. You can just type that right into the search bar and you can connect with me there. Now, I am going to have a number of updates that are posted to Twitter/X, but a lot of those updates are just simply posted. I don't typically respond to a lot of things here. I do all of my responding here on Facebook. So if you want to follow me, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can head over to my Facebook. I do accept private messages, so if you have a question that you'd like to ask, you can certainly do that. And then my Instagram, well, that's literally just the fun aspects of my life. So quite the hodgepodge of things get posted on Instagram if you'd really like to follow along there. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 88 degrees on Friday. There's your weekend once again.